occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, John Denver and Sylvie Vartan.
I didn't think it could happen again. I'm just too old and set in my ways.
I was convinced I would always be lonely all of the rest of my days.
Maybe I gave up on romance
In my longing to give up the pain,
I just didn't believe I would ever love again. I was like one who had shut myself in, closed the windows, locked all the doors.
afraid of the dark and the beat of my heart, and yet knowing there had to be more.
Though it sounds like a great contradiction,
It's the easiest thing to explain. You see, I was afraid I might never love again.
what does it take for a blind man to see that there's more there than just meets the eye?
What are the ways that the magic comes in that can turn a song into a sigh?
Sometimes I think that I'm dreaming.
Oh, maybe I'm going insane.
Maybe it's just that I'm falling in love again.
Or maybe it's just that I'm falling in love again.
Beside you.
Oh, life's such a wonderful game.
Look at me now, I've fallen in love again.
Just look at me now, I'm falling in love again.
Look at me now,
I'm falling in love again.
Class a little number, that, isn't it? What are you doing that for? Class a little number, poshly dressed. Good look at you.
well,
Black
you
and
get to
white.
sing with a lady as beautiful as this and be on a show as nice as this with guests like Miss Castle. You need to dress
You've got to live
for it.
up to it.
Absolutely.
Or live down to it. Now, that was song, was it? Oh, no, Annie's song was sung at your wedding.
No.
We played Annie's song at our wedding.
Oh, you
too.
did?
Yes, I didn't tell you that. With
Oh,
the harpist. It was beautiful. I love that song.
at your wedding to
Well,
your...
I have to say that John is a great writer and poet, I should say.
Yeah.
And he writes beautiful songs.
People do all
Lots-
sorts of things with your songs. They get married to them, and they have bar mitzvahs to them, and they... What else do they do?
Well, I've heard that many people have had their children born with my music going on in the background.
Do you mean to help the birth?
It's a good
Well,
start.
I don't know. I don't know if it's that or if it's just a part of a special feeling that they have for each other, and it's peaceful and calming and like that.
And people have been brought out of comas, I read. Somebody was played at one of a Denver recording, and somebody came out of a coma to it.
I've heard that. There was an occasion I know where a child who was believed to have been deaf, there was some earphones left on the floor. The father had been laying on the floor listening to one of my albums, and this child who was 3 years old at the time they believed was deaf, they saw crawl over and pick up these earphones and listen. And by taking the earphones and my voice and putting that all together, they were able to find a frequency range that the child could hear in, and today the child hears and speaks perfectly.
So it's bringing good news to everybody, isn't it? Now, are you planning to go to the moon with him?
I would love to. I would love to.
I don't know
told
how
him
seriously to take this intention of yours. Is it a serious proposition? That you make?
Absolutely, yes, sir. I've been working on it for quite a long time now, and I had every hope to be the first civilian to go up in the space shuttle. And Mr. Reagan has nominated someone from the educational community to be first. but I know that I still have a very good chance, and I hope that I get to go.
So what qualifications do you have?
Well, I consider that I'm, first of all, a communicator. I think that the audience that I have created for myself around the world comes out of my ability to express human emotions and feelings in a way that a lot of people, that's how I feel. I think that's why they use my songs in their weddings. That's why they use them when their children are being born like that. So I think that I can lend that then to an expression and a communication about what the experience is of being in space.
Yeah, but presumably you wouldn't use it until you got back, would you? To spread the message.
Well, I
mean,
don't know. Maybe I could sing it. Maybe I could write a song like Calypso and sing it up there while I'm floating around the planet.
But there's nobody to listen to it, though, would there?
Well, I don't know.
Or Little Moon
we get to listen in.
Look out, John Denver's arrived.
Oh, to sing out on the moon? No, that would be impossible.
Right. There is a certain amount of mystery, or the mystique, or the mystical thing about you. I mean, wanted to go into space and things, because you went to the pyramids and had a strange dream at the pyramids, didn't you?
Well, I visited the pyramids and also Luxor and the Valley of the Kings, and I felt very strongly as if I had been there before.
And you believe in pyramidal forces, pyramidal forces?
I do. I used to carry, there's a thing called pyramid power, and I don't know what it means or not, but I used to have a pyramid that I would sleep under sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Now, you will compose at the drop of a hat, because presumably Falling in Love Again has a little story behind it. It's to do with your mummy, isn't it?
Well, there were actually three things. It had to do with Sylvie and I talking about doing a song together in the first place. And then in the process of that, I became aware that she was getting married to this fellow, Tony Scotti. And both of them had been married before and then single now for a long time, and they had absolutely fallen in love. And I mean, it's a joy to see them together. The same thing occurred with my mother. For a long time after my father passed away, she was totally despondent. I couldn't even get her out of the house to go to dinner with me and my brother. She would weep, It was just an unhappy thing for her to not have the man who she'd spent so much time with her. But last winter, she met a man, and these two people are in love. And it's wonderful to see them together. So I took both of those experiences, and then relating to my own self and my more recent divorce, and the kind of feelings that you go through. I mean, one of the things that you think is that I just can't imagine falling in love again. But it does happen.
It does
They
happen.
did, and my mother did.
And he will.
So I wrote a song about it and gave it to them as a wedding
You
present.
still got Annie, though, there, haven't you, floating?
Well, there's so many songs that I wrote around our relationship. And, I care for her a great deal. And when I sing songs like Annie's song, it's remembering the feeling that I had for her then, and knowing that there are a lot of men who have that feeling about women or vice versa. And it's wonderful.
Would you
to
just
be in
take us
love.
towards the end of the program with a little refrain of Annie, if it's not too painful an experience to you?
My pleasure, and it's not painful at all. It's a joy, especially to sing this song. You fill up my senses like a night